I'm Chong. Okay, today with dangerous behavior, I just like kind of like I need to make a couple bottles of perfume, honestly, and I don't know, just people around me with. I'm not, just thinking about like watching things and just in your life, just things that happen, and just discovering and discussing strange, dangerous behavior. I guess one dangerous behavior is I gotta get my glasses because I really gotta get my scent. I actually did something. I took all my perfuming supplies. I don't know if you can see it. I have such a horrible camera. I put my crystals in one area and all my essential oils and stuff over here. And then I got bottles right here. Oh my god, I have the worst thing. But, anyways, right here are my bottles. Oh my god. Okay, well, anyways, this is the bottles. Like I said, I make the worst YouTuber ever sometimes. But it was just like I got it's just a random phone call. My son's not my son, but my friend's son calling and telling me about how just someone had this horrible behavior. Well, actually, it was about I guess a family member, my uncle. And anyways, me and my uncle have been I don't know. We just had bad blood, I guess, at some point, and I had to make. Somehow, I had to kind of get through it. And he would just be really snotty and mean all the time, and it was exhausting to deal with till I finally just didn't care anymore. And he had a lot of money, but he wouldn't help me. So I've always kind of had to depend on myself my entire life. So, I mean, I just kind of really never had it. I'm not saying I didn't have as much opportunities as other people, but I try not to get down on myself because not everybody has the best opportunities. So I made use of what was given to me. I've always learned to try to make things because sometimes I always couldn't buy them, and sometimes, honestly, not worrying about buying something is just one less headache. Because I've been through times where I had to go to a food bank. I mean, when I was like down and out, I'm gonna close this door. Here. But anyways, I've been had to go to food banks a couple times in my life, and I guess I had always had to have stuff to keep me busy. So, I mean, that's why I always try to, if you keep yourself busy and try to be where you feel like you're being productive, even if it's just making perfume bottles. This sometimes could benefit you. But, anyways, getting back to my conversation about my uncle. I haven't talked to my uncle in about 10 years. But him and my mom didn't get along. And, anyways, them two not getting along like they did, and it was my mom ended up passing. I mean, I don't like to talk about depressing stuff. I mean, I'm over it. It's not the happiest moment, but it teaches me that life is unpredictable. I guess. So, I mean, here I am streaming. I never thought I'd do this in my entire life, but it's really fun. But I guess I'm gonna start my first bottle, and I do have to explain what I'm doing because it's of streaming techniques, and I'm trying to get better with each video. I really am because I'm not the most popular person in the world. I guess you would call me just probably the most dependable person in the world. I never really done a lot. I had kids. I married. I mean, but I didn't have a lot of interaction with people in my life, so I guess I guess where I'm going with this is like my family. Sometimes they weren't the nicest to me. I wasn't abused or nothing, but they were shitheads to me. All right, with this dilutant here, when I notice what I do when I make a new mixture is to see if people like it, and you save on this perfumer's oil because this perfumer's oil is more expensive than the oils. It's like all these oils I have. I think I have one, two, three. I have three boxes of these, and these still last me probably months, and they're a lot cheaper. But this stuff, I have to go to Amazon, and it costs me probably I don't know, like I think it was like $9 or $10 for two of them. So if you're not filling an order or you're just trying to just have, I don't like to have wear a lot of perfume at once, and I like to switch up my smells. But while I'm experimenting and I'm on my little perfumes, it's just, and I don't know, it just keeps your mind off things. But anyways, like I said, my uncle was, I don't know, he was just a very different kind of person. I don't know. I did it. My son begged and begged me. Said, "Oh, you don't go see Uncle, blah blah blah." And I told him I want him to see him. I don't care if he sees him. I just personally did not want to see him. But apparently, just because I want to see him, I mean, he wants to see him. I'm being dragged, but I'm gonna go because the man just he was really stuck up. I couldn't take up the stuck upness. He was so annoying with his stuck upness. So I don't know. It's a hard decision sometimes. I know that I don't hate him, but I don't particularly like him. And he said, "Oh, forgive him, mom." So I said, "I'll go for you." And I think that's enough for now, honestly, because sometimes it takes time to forgive. It really does. And my mom, when she died, I watched her die. I had a baby. Yeah, I had my older son, and it was just it was a messed up time. But they were not supportive in that time, and then they were kind of decent to me until my mom died, and then that was it. And they were really mean to her on Thanksgiving. And my dad literally took her and said, "I'm gonna make sure you go to a restaurant and all this stuff." So they went ahead, and my dad took them. You know, I stayed with my family with them, and my dad just wanted to talk to my mom alone because I think she wanted to cry, and I sensed she did, and it bothered me. And my uncle Mike did nothing but it had gold plates. There was gold plates. I was told it was gold and then painted or whatever. He's really rich. And anyways, he lives extremely, and it's terrible because I just don't want to do it. But they talked about my mom, and they were some of the ugliest people I ever seen in my life. See, I don't know. Those here with these scents, sometimes they're subtle, but you don't want them overpowered. Peony seems to kind of do some overpowering. I don't know. I mean, no, it's real subtle. Sometimes the base is out. Sometimes you get what I like to do is find something that's really strong. Like, you don't want anything too strong, and some people, when they make their perfume, they put together blends that are just not very strong. And I've noticed that is sometimes you gotta have that perfect mixture. And really making it, it's just think of it in terms of cooking, but you know how you add the salt and it's all done with? Perfuming's different because when you're perfuming, you can always tone it down and it settles. When you're cooking, it really, once you add too much, you sometimes there's no way to save it. But perfuming, you start with the stronger one, and then you have another one to neutralize the scent. Because I like making when I make my own for my own personal self. That's kind of what I do. So, see, both of these are real subtle, so I don't know if I'm on it. I might use this lotus. It seems to not be too strong of a scent. This one I can't barely smell. This will neutralize a really strong. But yeah, I got look for strong. This green tea one's just weird. But it's not bad. So you gotta smell your scents and just figure what would smell good together. Then you can really be adventurous in your perfume. It's kind of like a mint. You know, this and this, I bet I could do a man's because it kind of smells like nature a little. And this lotus is so subtle, I think it would make good for me. I don't know. We'll see. 'Cause I was looking for a man's line. See, sometimes I like to tinker with my things and keep your thoughts going. That's why my days aren't too horrible. Alright, come on. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Pull up. I put it directly in there. I like to use clear bottles. Alright, that's the lotus, and we're gonna put the green tea and see what that does. I'm gonna put 10 drops. Wait till it goes. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. See, I mean, a lot of manufacturer may not do that because unless you make it pay. See, to me, that doesn't scream anything. It seems kind of dull. See, I don't. I want my sense when I go places not to scream at me. You know what I mean? And you just kind of smell your body. You just smell your bottle over there. Maybe cucumber would neutralize it. And the smell changes with these. but a couple drops of cucumber. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 10. I'm gonna try a 10 mixture of just these, just fun scents to see what I come with. Because I want to start smelling it, and it literally is like cooking. Cucumber in there. Smell a little fresh, but I want to bring it over the edge. Trying to make a man scent. I got a good base, and it does smell good, but it's not like it's going to pick up. You know, men seem to like lavender. Let me see if I put lavender would help. There's a man at work said that he would buy a lavender from me if I can get that together in my life. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I like to keep a mental check. Now I'm going to mix this here and see if the lavender really kind of goes off. I'll do this as a group. See, it really is fun. It really is my one fun hobby. And then it's fun because when you're doing this, it's like you got your hobby money, and then you get to have fun because you could be on camera and talking about life. And who's gonna stop you? Alright, I was looking for a good layout. Good one. Let's see here. Over lavender. Oh, jasmine. I bet jasmine really make this go. You gotta critique your smell. And really honest, this is a basic kit. I'm just messing around. That's all I am. Because it's fun. I'm just making something that I literally like. I mean, when you do your own kits, I mean, even I don't really make barely any money doing this. It's most fun. I call it, if somebody just buys something, I call it donation money at this point. Honestly, but it gives me something to do, and it is really fun, and it gives you time to critique your art because I do have art, and this is a form of art. You get to create something every day. It makes your brain work. It's kind of like doing a crossword puzzle, but you're really not doing a crossword puzzle if you're creating things. Here, I'm gonna leave that. My sniffer's really bad, but that thing has smoke. There's a lot of jasmine. It might be good for a guy who's like just body cooling. I don't know. But anyways, the situation will go back to my alcohol, and then I'm gonna try to do another one just to see where that's going. Or try to combine that with what I made yesterday. See, sometimes I do this. I'm trying to get like the right recipe and components in what I do. Because this is like the test barrel, it seems. But this is what you gotta do in beginning perfume making. And honestly, I'm just a beginner myself. So, and it's okay because honestly, I didn't do it for fun. Because I, instead of sitting here bored, when sitting on my phone, I would rather be making perfume or something. It really does give me something to do. But anyways, I did tell my son I know that you should support your family no matter what, so it's okay. I don't know, this kind of smells good. I don't even know what to call this. So I'm gonna let this sit in my bag of made stuff. I kind of make these bottles, and then people know that I do this kind of stuff online. So I just start a little bag of different perfumes I make for the day. Or because I'm just really getting tired of reading. I needed to give that a break. And I really gotta try to get this done. Yeah. But I'm really happy my husband got new shoes for work because this box has come in hella handy. Hella handy. Thank God for his shoes. I put more in my diluted. Was when I, because when I'm out, I'm out. I mean, I got another little bit. But after that, tomorrow I'll just have to do something else. But it's okay. I got to braid again eventually anyway, so today will just be a perfume day. That's okay. But I am gonna. Well, I did notice that my son was very happy with me when I said I was gonna meet with him no matter what, and so I'll tell you how that goes. But I'm sure it'll be fine. I don't hate him. It's just sometimes you get really weird feelings with people, and he's just one of those people. That's like, all through my life, I kind of didn't blame him for nothing, but I wasn't happy with them at the same time, you know? But it is what it is, I guess. I'm probably going to make one since I have that one there. I'm going to try to do one of these. I have this Caribbean Escapes. And Aaron Reef. Mountain Breeze. The ocean. They get fancy with some of these. Caribbean Escape. So you don't even have to like guide it. Just go and see what smells good or whatever, and just throw it together. You could, I mean, you could just like put these in, and I can't really smell this. Ever since I had COVID, I just can't smell like that. And I know some of this stuff, like, it drives me nuts. It's the one side effect I got from food. Could smell worth shit. Oh, okay, it has to settle. don't know. I don't honestly. This was all unique sense. And working in a nursing home this helps. Alright, we'll put this. Alright, I'm probably gonna go with like 20 drops on this. See, it's the drops that do the potency. And once it settles, you guys see what's going to smell like. It's so easy. And I'm going to do a Caribbean escape. 20 of this. I did want to make a men's one. I mean, that seems like a nice woman's one, but I don't know. I think I got that. And we're going to do barrier. This really drops slow. Gotta sit here and count each one. Alright, I'm gonna let that settle for a minute. Sometimes my head hurts from doing too many these. I might be in the mood to breathe tomorrow. Let's see how good this turns. It seems like this gets stronger as it settles, but I don't like it too strong. I don't know, they kind of both smell good. I just don't like real strong perfumes. I don't like going to the store getting all the strong stuff. Sometimes I rather just do my own. It's just better, but I guess showing my better goodwill, I have decided to make peace with my uncle. And I don't know if we're gonna be the same, but I do forgive him all the same. I'm not a horrible person, but there was just a lot of stuff that went in. And sometimes, and I don't trust him as much. And trust is a big thing. And I wish the box would. There. See, it has wings. My box. But anyways, I probably will, like I said, do that. Forgiveness is a lot. It's really hard. But once you do it, it's not the worst thing in the world, honestly. And I have done it. The thing my mom used to always tell me. But anyways, what my mom used to always tell me when I was younger was, you can forgive someone, but you never forget. So I have forgiven everyone, but sometimes it's just hard to forget sometimes. And I don't think, I don't want to forget that part of my life that I lived, because it would be crazy. So I'm okay for what I get and for what I am. So I'm just okay with it, I guess. So I guess there is hope. But I am making amends with my uncle because I love my son Brandon. So I am going to do that. And I'm okay with that. And I guess at some point I'll be dragged to other families' houses, and that's okay. So, but like I said, it won't be the same, but maybe it'll be different. I don't know. I'll have to be positive for once in my life. So that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm doing. So I figure if I can do it in the world, maybe someone else can, but I gotta practice what I preach. So I guess that would be when people have bad behavior, it just sometimes goes on both sides. The victim and the person that bestowed it. People forget about the victims, and sometimes that's how you move on. Because if you remember what someone does, it's almost like torture within itself. So I guess at that point, it is what it is. So, but I'll forgive everyone, and I have really. Like I said, I'm not but because I don't want to have bad behavior even though they did, and I'm doing okay in my life. But I'm gonna probably end the stream because I made my perfume bottles. Had a long day at work, long day. It was so long. I was walk, 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 walk. I didn't even get to sit down and eat. I was like for like 10 minutes, and there's more walking, and then there's more walking, and then there's more walking. I feel like I went to the gym by the time I get home. So this is one of those kind of. This is one of those jobs that keep you busy. So when you get mentally exhausted when you come home sometimes. And I do, I get mentally exhausted, but I want to just kind of like keep my message out there. For some reason, I just feel it's good to have a blog of your life. Because life, I noticed everybody is just dying. People you don't even know just sometimes come out dead. And you're just like, damn, they're just gone. And sometimes, like my friend's grandma, she just, I found out, like, I mean, we've been real busy, but found out she died. It's like, wow. Sometimes death can give you new perspective. I mean, grandma used to honk all the time. We called her the honking queen. Every time I would take a nap, Grandma would be in that driveway honking me. I mean, she was, and then she would yell at me because she had to honk me, and she would start honking, and my neighbors actually complained about the honking. But I mean, just in one moment it all turned bad. And I guess with getting through the pain kind of helped me with acceptance. I think you need pain for acceptance. Because if you can get through a certain amount of pain, sometimes it's good to be able to work through some of the roughest pain because a lot of people, it's hard to hurt you when you've had the worst pain just bestowed upon you. I mean, I felt that my mother's death and the way my family treated her, and I just decided to redefine myself in that moment. And sometimes it's those big moments that can redefine a human being. Just hearing all the bad things in the world and really seeing the world for what it is. And it makes you just sad. It's not even the actions of people that bother you sometimes. It's sometimes just the consequences that people gotta live through while the person's doing it. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it can be the hardest thing that ever happens to you, really. I mean, it takes a lot, but to get through it, it's like the pain is like a badge. It shows you something. It shows you something that people really don't experience. If you can experience that and live through it, it's like it gives you strength where people just know they can't hurt you sometimes. You just keep coming back and then keep coming back and then you come back a little more. I mean, for me, it was a dog and arts and crafts. I was really depressed for a while and just life through a lot of complicated situations at me, and I try to focus every single day for something positive. And then it just got to the point where I needed to like turn my life around. So I decided to do social media, but I didn't think it was gonna go nowhere. I thought it would be I would just do one little silly post and someone would say something and I'd laugh and go back to, writing my book and little things like that. And I didn't think it was gonna turn into a thing. This is something literally that just fell into my lap. I don't even know half of what I'm doing when I do it. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing half of the time. Because there's other people out there that are just very they're defined and they have some good videos. They really do. Me and Chong, my dog Chong, we just have videos that are chaotic and crazy. It is because my life is crazy. The weirdest things always happen to me. Me and Chong we were on a walk and when we were on the walk there was all of these blackbirds that flung at us like a horror movie. And we're coming back and it's like dark and all these blackbirds are coming at us. I was thinking we died. I think it was snowing that day. And it was just, it's like, wow. And these, it's not even his sometimes bad behavior. Sometimes it's just weird events that happen to me. I don't even know. There were some big birds. That's all I know. And we got small trees on the property. So we got these small ass trees, and I got all these blackbirds staring at me, and I was like, I guess I'm gonna die. I came and told my husband, I was like, I guess I'm dying. There he goes, why? I go, all these blackbirds off the outside the houses. I go, it's not good. And he just, but nothing bad happened. But it was just ironic how that moment in my life, I'm like, this is kind of weird. This is a story that you just never know, because I don't know if that's ever going to happen to anybody else. It doesn't make it all the better. It was creepy, but sometimes creepy things seem to love to happen to me all the time. I mean, our last house used to have a lot of weird stuff, and people used to think it was haunted all the time. But I mean, I occasionally hear things and things of that nature. It really didn't bother us or anything, but you would kind of know somebody was there even though they weren't there. Because since I moved from there in the new place, I don't really hear things and all that here. But the other place, you would hear a lot. It was like you never felt like you were alone. You always felt like something was watching you. I was kind of happy to get out of the other house because we did stay there for a number of years. It didn't bother no one. It just, you never felt fully comfortable either. But I guess it's sometimes when you move and a house can be like that. That's why I never. Sometimes I gotta go step foot in the house before I get it. Let's say if you get a bad vibe, sometimes some houses are no good. Because I do believe in haunted houses, and they do have them out there. But I guess through my whole YouTube career, which really I don't even think is a career, I just think I'm just some person that is on YouTube that it's kind of helping my social anxiety. I'll tell you that much. I have social anxiety. I find this like therapy. I mean, when I go in front of the camera, I don't know if someone's going to be listening to me or not. And honestly, I feel more comfortable with a smaller audience, but I know that one day I might have a couple more people. I never know. I mean, I come on every day, and I remember in the horror movies, I think it's hilarious. There's that guy that always talks about the end of the world. You're watching this story with this spooky story, and he's talking about the end of the world, and he's the creepiest man in the room. Sometimes I feel like that's me. I come in with these where there'll be a black raven or something. A black raven came to my house once. I never told anybody that. It was just so weird. It just flew by, and I was like, and kind of, and then it was in the tree looking at me, and I was like, I go, somebody wants me to die. I was like, okay, I never did quite die. The raven did stare at me. And then we have an eagle where I live at, and the eagle flew by my house a couple times. So sometimes that's why I look up unusual events, because sometimes if you live in heavily wildlife areas, I've noticed that you get different kinds of birds and they have different migrational patterns sometimes. They act different. Like, I don't know. I don't think I'm special. I don't think they're on top of my house because they like me or whatever. I think it's a magnetic field. that the animals are attracted to certain areas. So I think that, depending on where you live, you could be in a magnetic field that attracts certain kind of animals. I mean, you got to think of things logically. You can't think of, oh, there's a go. I mean, I do believe that there's ghosts, people that have unfinished business. I do believe in that. But I do think that things like that are attracted by some magnetic field. There has to be a magnetic field to allow it. Once you're dead out of this existence, something would have to give you an eye to this one. So I think that's what it does. Because sometimes I try to think of things in different kind of detail, and these kind of thoughts come to my head a lot. But like I said, I'm just glad that somebody listens to me. And I got a diary of sometimes my thoughts that I can't remember. And I can say I did something. So I'm trying. And even if I don't make a lot of money, it's okay. This is actually fun, and it gives me a positive thing to make me feel better about myself. Having the Chong group makes me feel better about myself because you don't want to sit there and be bored and have nothing to do and waiting for people to call you. I mean, keeping busy and doing something productive that kind of gives you hope and purpose in your life. So no matter how bad it gets, if you're doing something that's always productive and you're going towards a goal, a lot of times you make a better decision. So, I mean, that's just my thoughts on that. And that's how I try to live my life. I haven't had a whole lot of problems in it, so. I mean, besides stupid stuff when you're younger, which everyone has certain kind of problems when they're younger and then they get older and it's done with depending on the severity. So I guess I'm in that circle now, and that's okay. But I'm over my stuff, but other people are in other circles, and I understand that. So, but I'm probably soon gonna have to do something with Facebook. Facebook's only gonna be at like a 10-minute stream because I'm tired. I try to dedicate my time with you guys because I feel like I I don't know, I feel more accepted over here. I don't get messed with a lot. If I'm too nice, I don't get a whole lot of people trying to flirt with me online because I don't like that. And then I don't like people asking a lot of information and getting really weird. And they really do over on Facebook. Sometimes they get really weird. Everybody seems pretty professional, or they'll just say one kind of thing they don't like, and and it's done. I mean, they don't get weird about things over here. They can get really weird about things on like some of the viewers. That's why I don't really like live streaming over there a lot. For hours. I could do it for like maybe 40 minutes, maybe 50. But I couldn't do 5 hours of streaming on there. I don't know. People just make me mad with all the flirting. And then people are, there's a lot of scammers. There's scammers everywhere, but they really like to go on, like, people, like, live streamers. They go on my stream all the time and then just do stupid things. And it bothers me. And I don't get bothered that much over here. Like I do over there. I just try to keep it separate, but I like my group. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody because it doesn't really to me sometimes. But I do share my videos over there. That's for like all my streams. I think except for Instagram. When I try to share an Instagram stream to Facebook, I can't. And if I try to share a Facebook stream over to Instagram, I can't. So I guess you'd have to. My link to Instagram's on my group, so it's just so complicated with social media, and I'm not allowed to take friend requests on Facebook. That is one of their community things, and I'm not saying nothing negative about it. But I get a lot of friend requests, and the thing is I can't do anything with it because they're not allowed to be my friend if I'm on the other end. And I feel bad. So, I mean, I think people know, I don't know, but it doesn't matter to me. I just like it because it's my group and it's my people. But I'm probably going to end this because I got to eat dinner. And then I got to do a 10-minute stream for Facebook to let them know that I finished a stream for you guys and say hello to all my friends because most of the people I work with are in the group, which is crazy. Everyone I work with, that's why it's kind of hard to leave my job because I've been there for so long. So I just stick around. And we're all in the same group. So I don't know. But it's not a horrible situation. But I'm gonna let you guys go because I got like a ton of stuff to do and I just wanted to at least do one stream a day because this is how we started out on Facebook. And I know if you don't at least do one thing a day, and then I try doing an animation video. I do try that because I'm getting bored of just the other stuff. It's driving me stir crazy. So I'm gonna just try to find some really cool videos with no watermarks and create them. As I'm putting out money for different kinds of editing tools. But it's all legal because it lets me do a lot of stuff. Because it's fun and it keeps me busy. So, but anyways, that's just about it. That's the updated today. So, and then I'll give you an update tomorrow. And maybe I'll watch something fun or some thought will occur in my head that's kind of fun. And then we'll talk about that. I don't know. I guess we will have to find out day by day because day by day my life always changes. Like I said, the those blackbirds just went. I have a very weird life sometimes, but it's not boring. That it isn't. But I hope everybody's having a really good day, and I wish everyone the best. Honestly. So, I mean, if you like the video, I guess I don't know what I'm supposed to say because I mean, I'm if you don't if I'm not exciting to you, you don't have to subscribe. I mean, my life is not going to end if you don't subscribe. I mean, it is what it is. I don't. I have money. I'm not looking for subscriptions, but I guess it does help. But if I only have my numbers for years, I'm okay with that too. But I'm just trying to put a just positive stuff out there because I'm thinking, maybe with me just living a humble life, getting over stuff, and living life might inspire someone else to do something else good. Or maybe just make you a nice bottle of perfume. I don't know. But really, that's my only purpose. And there could be just one random view, and I'm okay with that too. Because I'm not a greedy person. I'm not trying to start anything crazy. Whatever comes, comes. It's not my will, it's obviously God. So, whatever God wants for me, I'm just willing to get. And it's a fun activity for me to do because my kids are crazy. I love them, but they're crazy. But they're coming around. I mean, it wasn't like we're close, but just normal family stuff. I mean, I've never done nothing that horrible. I've never really done any hard drugs. And I grew up in a Catholic school. Pretty much I went to private Catholic school for almost all my life, so I mean, but I do have weird stuff that happens, so I have a different outlook in the world. And really, this is still kind of like don't want to say social experiment, but maybe for somebody that is busy or whatever that wants to make a difference, they can. Sometimes hearing people's story and testimonies and gathering people is some of the most powerful things you can do in the world, and it's so simple. And since COVID, where is the people? The people are on YouTube, they're on TikTok, they're on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat, and apparently Xbox and that Discord thing. I don't understand all that. I'm a very basic, humble person, but it's just my daily observations. So, but I'm gonna let you go because I'm very tired. And I'll see where tomorrow brings me, and hopefully, this perfume kind of when it settles gets a little stronger, and we'll see if I made a master creation. If I didn't, it's okay. I lived another day and I smell good today. And I'm gonna rest really good, and hopefully tomorrow is a little better than today, but today wasn't horrible. So Shatara's birthday is tomorrow. I do have her present already in there, and I'm probably gonna give her that then. I think I might just give her perfume because Katrina told me that she's kind of religious. And depending on what kind of religious we're talking, I don't want to insult her with a crystal. So I might give her like two, like a perfume. I might give her one of these bigger bottles of perfume. I'll just tell her to take your pick. But it does make it popular at work. People actually will be it will be a lot nicer to you and because you're spreading the love with cheap, but they're not cheap really. If you make it yourself, you're paying for supplies just like cooking rather than you can get them to smell good lots of different ways. But I do like my crystals. They're some of my favorite things. I love working with them. I love everything about a crystal. I just think they're awesome. Okay, this is awfully heavy. But I'm gonna do this as I know the husband's gonna be coming home. And he gets on the Xbox and everything, and all of a sudden it's too loud. So this is Chong signing out, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow and just let you know if I get another call from my older son Brandon and how many cities we're going to for all his little amends thing of lost family. We'll see. The adventures of Brandon are very ex- exciting, sometimes even too much. All right. And if Brandon, you're hearing this, I I can't. I only have certain days off, so we'll have to schedule it. All right. And you guys have a good evening.